Market shares is to me like it's still 90% of lager and pilsner beers, so it's still a huge market share. We don't make lager because I'm not interested in that, so that we can also help people to notice that we brew different beers. If we have new customers, they will go to what they know. So that's why I don't want to make lager. So we have now a brown, but it's more it's an open fermented Kölsch. It's not a lager. I don't want it. We make top fermented beers. We don't make other things. Yeah, okay, for a joke sometimes we make a pilsner, but that's it.
Because for me personally, it's something that it's very hard to explain to people who don't know too much about beer. They want a beer that always tastes the same, that you can drink easily. And when you want to explain craft beer to them, that's why I'm starting with 99%, because craft beer starts at the 1%. And you're obviously in the extreme state of the art of something which takes a lot of time, and it's a very complex process, because for me it seems almost like a winery in terms of someone said something very interesting about if you have a wine every year, it's clear that you have a totally different taste of each year. With beer, you don't have that as much. It's not accepted in society that every year, because of the ingredients which are seasonal, a beer can taste very differently. I know they're assembling sensorically their beers in a way that each beer tastes differently, but each beer is a statement in itself in terms of taste. So they complement, for example, the Feldschlösschen brewers in terms of like to do what they do consistently is also very difficult.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But if you want real craft beer to be more understood by society, I think you need to understand, first of all, that it shouldn't taste the same every time.
I don't think so. I think that you have to be aware that a craft beer doesn't taste like an industrial beer. So it has more taste. Then once a guy makes a recipe, if he's a brewer, meaning if he works in a brewery who is a company who has to pay bills, I guess he has to have the ability of producing something similar, not exactly the same. That's a rubbish excuse to say we are crafted, so that's why we are not able to brew the same beer again.
Well, one thing is brewing the same beer again technically, the other thing is using local seasonal ingredients which change over time. So even sugar content, for example, if you're using a fruit component in a beer,
yeah, of course,
is very different.
Yeah, but don't tell me that malt is so different.
No, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, it's different, but
for me, this is all a starting point to actually explain terroir to people. Because if you're doing open fermented beers, it's very much bound to this place and to the local wild yeasts that are around you. So you couldn't do the same tasting beer with the same technique at a different place.
No, but on the other hand, with techniques like blending, you can have a certain line in the product. So we've been making Bon Chien for 15 years now, and Bon Chien still has the same taste, flavor profile. It's thanks of the blend we make.
It's all about the assemblage, I guess.
Yeah. It's all about that, because assemblage allows you to have something consistent.